Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Saturday the 31st of October 2020 and we're publishing our gold and silver weekly update for the week ending the 30th of October. We also look at political and economic events which appear this week. And gosh, there are quite a few. Gold fell $23 last week from $1,902 to $1,879, having hit a high of $1,911 and a low of $1,860, a fall of 1.2%. In sterling terms, gold finished the week at £1,451 an ounce. That's down £7 or 0.5%, and in euros it closed at €1,613. That's up €9 or 0.6%, obviously revealing the weakness of the euro. Silver fell 96 cents, from $24.63 to $23.67, having hit a high of $24.63 and a low of $22.63, a fall of 3.9%. In sterling terms, it closed at £18.28. That's down 60 pence, or down 3.2%. And in euros, it closed at €20.32. That's down €0.45, or 2.2%. The gold to silver ratio rose from 77.2 to 1 to 79.4 to 1. Bitcoin is up over $700, with it currently standing at the time of publication of $13,529. The Dow Jones closed on Friday at 26,507, down 157 points on the day, but down a considerable 1,828 points on the week. The S&P 500 closed at 3,269, down 40 points on the day and down 196 points on the week. And the Nasdaq Composite closed at 10,911, down 274 points on the day and down 637 points on the week. So a very negative week for equity markets, but hardly surprising this close to the general election. Brent crude closed at $37.94, down $3.83, and WTI crude closed at $35.79. That's down $4.06 on the week. The dollar index stands at 94.04, and that's up quite a healthy 1.27 on the week, and which to a large extent explains the fall in those commodities priced in dollars. Our conclusion last week stated, quote, "All other things being equal, we expect gold to move between $1,800 and $2,000, with $1,850 to $1,950 being most likely, and silver between $22 and $27, with $23 to $26 being its most likely trading range this coming week." Well, gold has traded between 1860 and 1911, and silver between 2263 and 2463. Now, looking specifically at gold, first, we can see from the charts that gold was broadly in positive territory until and during Wednesday, then fell back quite heavily late Wednesday, and then through Thursday, regaining a little ground on Friday. From a technical point of view, we have the 50-day EMA just above 1900 and the 200 EMA close to 1800, where we expect quite solid support. Perhaps looking more forensically, we have resistance at the 10-day moving average of 1897 and support at the September lows of 1848. Short-term and medium-term momentum has turned negative, or rather short has remained negative and medium has turned negative, and the MACD index and histogram have both generated a crossover sell signal. The dollar rise against the backdrop of positive economic data and pressure on the euro certainly took its toll on all commodities priced in US dollars, including our beloved gold and silver. It's now clear that there will be no further stimulus checks until after the November the 3rd election, and consumer spending was much higher than expected, reported last week, coming in at plus 1.4% for September, after rising 1% in August. Moving on to silver, we see that silver dipped really immediately at the start of the week and remained in negative territory, though it did try a very, very brief sort of recovery, but failed, and therefore still maintained its negative territory status, and broadly from midweek onwards followed gold's path. For the technical whiz kids, we have both the 50-week EMA and the 200-day EMA resting between $20.50 and $20.60, closer to the 2060 level. As mentioned previously, $22 offers considerable support, but $20 is our outlier range, with $20.50 expected to hold firm. Much now depends on the US dollar, and of course on Tuesday we have the US presidential general election. And if nothing else moves the bar, so to speak, that should. If there is a clear victory, and we wish to emphasize this, if there is a clear victory for Biden or Trump, we believe markets will generally remain quite stable, though we suspect that if Biden wins, the dollar may fall because greater expectations of stimulus will be required or anticipated, and if Trump wins, perhaps the dollar will strengthen slightly, not considerably, but slightly, thereby still giving us overall stability. But if the election is close, as some, including controversially Greg, predicts, and the results of some of the states are referred to the Supreme Court before anyone admits defeat, then we most certainly will be expecting some pretty wild gyrations, because the one thing markets do not like is uncertainty. Now, early in the week, we reported on Wednesday an interim update, and we attach a link to that video in the description box below, which covers some of the data which we could have covered today, but it makes sense to follow that. But the general overall consensus is that we have witnessed quite positive job and economic trading data, plus a significant uplift in GDP. Now, this coming week, there are a number of relevant reports and critical announcements coming out of the United States, probably the most important week of the year. On Monday, we have the Market Manufacturing PMI finals for October, the ISM Manufacturing Index for October, and construction spending for September. On Tuesday, Election Day. But we also have factory orders for September and motor vehicle sales for October. Wednesday, the ADP employment report for October, trade deficit for September, market services PMI final for October, and ISM services index for October. Thursday, we have the weekly jobless claims report, productivity index for quarter 3. We also have the FOMC meeting announcement on interest rates and Fed Chair Jerome Powell's news conference. And on Friday, we have the non-farm payrolls for October, unemployment rate and average hourly earnings all for October, plus wholesale inventories and consumer credit for September. So not only do we have the election, we also have the Fed's FOMC announcement and crucial economic, employment and productivity data all in 1 week. I do not think we have seen anything stacked so heavily, if not for this year, perhaps for the last 4 years. Now, against this backdrop, it's going to be almost impossible to predict where we believe precious metal prices will land. There are simply too many variables, a number of which, including the election, arguably, hang in the balance. Of course, the election result, if it is known on Tuesday, will be a key determinant, but we can literally see this week have the dollar and precious metal prices move in either direction by quite a few percentage points. In other words, gyrations. Now, we're still going to stick our neck out here and predict that gold will operate within the 1800 to 2000 price band, and silver between our outliers of $20 and $27, though we probably suspect it's more likely to be between 21 and 26. but the indications are that they will both operate closer towards the lower end of the scale rather than the higher end, unless, of course, there is the turmoil which could result from an undecided election result, and what, if any, violence may emanate thereafter. If that were to happen, then gold and silver will rise towards the top end of the scale. Now, this week could potentially give us a roller coaster ride. And so we ourselves are on this occasion, and very rare for us, sitting on the sidelines and watching. For the gamblers, however, it could prove to be one of the best weeks, either to make a lot of money or one of the worst weeks to lose it. What do you think? How do you see precious metal prices moving? What about the dollar? What's the election result going to be? And what will the Fed do as a result? Meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel, not forgetting to press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos as and when they are published. And of course, as always, we recommend you pop along to the Richard and Greg channel, where we will be placing a video on that channel tomorrow. It just leaves us now to wish you all a very safe, enjoyable weekend and a prosperous, or at least exciting, week ahead. And good luck in the US general elections to all those in the United States. Whatever you wish for, we hope you obtain and achieve. So until tomorrow. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative. And if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.